Mr. Hitchcock, did you have any feelings about working with big stars as opposed to unknown faces in the films? Many of your films, of course, had Ingrid Bergman and Cary Grant and people like Claude Rains.
If they function for the story, I don't mind one way or the other. But I think the good cast that fits the story is what you see, because we have so few stars today. And the star doesn't necessarily guarantee you success anymore.
Doesn't guarantee success at the box office.
It used to be regarded as insurance, you see.
Yes.
That doesn't apply today. People don't like the picture, it doesn't matter who's in it, they won't go.
I read somewhere once that you'd made a remark that romantic man and romantic lady leading roles, the people who play those are inevitably very much in love with each other by the time
Well, that's because, you know, one hears of so many multiple marriages in Hollywood. You know, women have had 4 husbands and vice versa. Yeah. And I think it's really because they meet in a love scene in a picture and they bring it to life and truth after 6 o'clock, in the dressing room preferably.
Have you ever caught them doing this?
No, not myself, because I like to be home at 6 o'clock.
Oh, I see.
But they apparently don't.
But you suspect
But I think that's one of the reasons why you find multiple marriages in Hollywood. You know, every man has been married about 2 or 3 times. That's because he meets a different woman every film that comes along.
Are you suggesting that Grace Kelly then was in love with James Stewart and then with Cary Grant and then with, who else was there? Ray Milland and...
Well, I wouldn't particularize on it because
For obvious
I'm
reasons.
generalizing.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And he's not an army man either.
Who?
Generalizing.
Oh, generalizing, no. Oh. That's... You like all kinds of horror, don't you? Bad puns and...
Not bad pun. Puns are the highest form of literature.
There are those who would agree with you. I think I'm one of them, actually. Puns are good. Are there films you wouldn't do over again? Some people have been very hurt to find when Rope was their favorite picture, and that body in the trunk and the young men giving a dinner party with the body in the trunk and all that appealed to so many people as a mystery, as a frightening film. And they're disappointed to hear that you wouldn't do it the way you did it if you had it to do it again.
Oh, yes, I would. Yes, that'll be shown on TV very soon.
Mm-hmm. But I mean...
It hasn't been shown as yet.
You did the astounding thing of doing the movie in 20-minute takes.
Well, that was because it was a theater piece.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to get some movement into what is really a theater piece.
Yeah.
So we followed the actors all around, and it was a prodigious job of production because walls had to slide away to let the camera go through, and all kinds of things. I remember the opening shot, we had this set, and it was a sort of a penthouse room, and we built a great big panorama of New York in miniature form, not just a painted back. And then we had a dining room and a kitchen. I remember the opening scene took 750 feet without a cut, starting with the murder of the boy, following the 2 through into the dining room, into the kitchen, and you hold your breath right the way through for fear something may go wrong.
You, the director.
And they got some champagne and brought it back, and as the camera came back, I said, my God, thank goodness this shot's over. And as we panned round, there's an electrician standing there, right in the window.
Oh, and you couldn't rewrite the film to allow for that.
Start all over again.
I guess that's why they said you were crazy to try it, because what the average take in a film is how many seconds or how many feet?
It could be half a minute,
and
2 minutes.
You did 20-minute takes, I believe?
10 or 11-minute takes.
10 or 11, which is unheard of until you did it. I guess I'm fascinated with those technical things and how you did them. You told Truffaut a story about the glass of milk in Suspicion.
In Suspicion, yes. Cary Grant is suspected of being a murderer. And there's a very high shot of a hallway, and he's bringing her what you, the audience, know to be the fatal glass of milk. And he brings it all the way up, and it comes round the circular staircase until it comes right into the camera. Well, so that that glass of milk stood out very clearly, I put a little lamp inside the milk.
A little light bulb?
Yes, with a little battery. So the milk glowed all the way up. It's sort of enhancing the poison.
Yes. It's amazing. Didn't you once try almost persuade Garbo to come out of retirement for a film?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
No, I couldn't persuade myself to do that.
Wait, did you try once?
No, never, no.
I thought there was some talk that she might have played in one of your films at once.
No, the only trouble is, well, obviously with Garbo, you couldn't find a subject where she could be alone.
All right. Do you invent those little moments that are going to live with people for years? I know anyone who ever saw Spellbound remembers the fork on the tablecloth making the parallel lines,
that's
or
right.
or the glass snapping in the hand of the man who, in Rope, when he's under pressure, the crystal glass snaps and breaks his hand, breaks his skin.
Well, there touches it. In Spellbound, the whole thing was the line, which eventually paid off as ski lines, which solved the whole problem.
Yeah. I don't know what there's so many. You never wanted to make a Western?
No, I don't know much about Westerns. I like to know all the details, It's like costume pictures. I'm no good at costume pictures, and to me, nobody in a costume picture ever goes to the toilet.
And that spoils it for you?
For me, yes, it does, and just in the same way that I don't know how much a loaf of bread costs in a Western.
I see. All right. Well, that answers that. We'll be right back. We have a message from our local station.